They did not exist. Hello everybody, I'm John David. Welcome back to the Narc Slayer. Like and subscribe and share this video if you think this content can help somebody. One of the first things the first revelation that I had coming out of a narcissistic abusive relationship is the fact that the person that I was in love with did not or does not exist. Now, one of my friends told me early on that I should write down on a piece of paper, the person I love does not or did not exist. And for an empath, it's really hard to wrap your mind around the fact that you spent years with a person that was playing a character. They were an actor, and they were performing a con job on you, and they infiltrated your camp, with love and affection and mirroring you and the love that they're very skillful at knowing what type of love to give back to you, because they study you and your family, and they understand how that you were neglected in your childhood, and they play upon those weaknesses. And at the beginning, they give you what you've always wanted, what you've always looked for. And this is it's reciprocal in a couple of ways, because in the narcissist mind, you are the cure to all those problems, and simultaneously you feel like, because of this performance that the narcissist is putting on, you feel like that they are the cure for all your childhood trauma. And so you feed off of each other for a certain period of time. But here's the interesting thing, and it's really hard to wrap your mind around, is that the whole time they know exactly what they are doing, and they know exactly why they're doing it. It's either to get money from you to help them raise their kids, and then when the kids are gone, they're gone. It's either to extract money from you so that they can go on vacations. Maybe they're trying to find somebody to split bills with, split the rent with, split utility bills. Maybe they are with you because they know that at a certain point they're going to devalue you, and that they are going to discard you. And the narcissist, it's hard to believe that they sit around and they fantasize about how they can discard you and inflict the most amount of pain on you. And I was talking to somebody, and I was telling them the story about Pete Coons and how the woman shot herself and made it look like that she was being executed by shooting herself. It's hard to fathom that somebody would fake an execution, that they would murder their husband and then try to make it look like they're committing suicide. Well, try to make it look like somebody else killed them execution style. But that is, these narcissists, they fantasize about things like that, how that they can completely take your life away from you. So the person that you were with in this relationship, they did not exist. And it's a hard thing to come to terms with, as far as that you thought you were in love with a real person who was reciprocal. And I tell people this all the time, that, you know, about the mother who poured gasoline on her child and set him on fire. And the child, naturally, when the child woke up in the emergency room, they wanted their mother, the mother that had poured gasoline on them and set them on fire. And so, you know, these relationships, they can be at work, they can be romantic, even your children. It's hard to wrap your mind around the fact that you raised this cute little person, and they were so sweet growing up, and then at a certain age, you know, somewhere between 21, 23, you know, they turn into this, they completely morph from a Dr. Jekyll to a Mr. Hyde right before your very eyes. And, you know, they become evil personified. So the person, if you are recovering from narcissistic abuse, it is essential for you to understand and grasp the concept that the person that you were in love with did not or does not exist. I suggest you write it down on a piece of paper. I have a big picture in my apartment, a big, huge frame that says the person that I loved does not or did not exist. And it's something that you need to sear into your conscience. And it's a hard reality to grasp that you were that gullible. And somebody told me a long time ago, I'm a hairdresser, and a beauty distributor one time, he told me, he said, "John David," he said, "you're never going to get rich." And I said, "Why is that?" And he said, "Because you're too honest." And man, as an empath, I don't know any other way to be. And the empath is not going to change. That is who we are. And thankfully that there are more empathetic people in this world than there are narcissistic personality styles. But, you know, the person I was telling, they couldn't wrap their mind around the fact that this lady could commit suicide and actually stage and make it look like an execution. But that is spiritually, psychologically, and mentally what the narcissist does to you emotionally. They are trying to play the victim. They're trying to act like they're the victim, whilst they are victimizing you. And that is something that's fascinating about the narcissistic personality style, is that they will they play this victimhood card in front of their friends and their family and their immediate circle, but at the same time they hold a grudge towards you, because you are the person that they can never be, and they're jealous of you and your accomplishments, and they want to become you, but they're not willing to do the work to become successful like you in a career or in whatever accomplishments you have. They're a parasite. They live off of other people parasitically. They can never stand on their own 2 feet. They always have to have accomplices. They also always have to have friends that later become victims. And sometimes these are also narcissistic personality styles, and they can end up fooling each other, which I find is funny. They can actually parasitically live off of each other. So I hope this video helps. The reality is that the person that you loved does not or did not exist.